The Commission on Higher Education, or CHED, is the government agency in charge of higher education in the Philippines. It serves as the foremost agency that makes college education more accessible, relevant, and aligned with national and global needs through the creation of a higher education system that is equitable and produces locally responsive, innovative, and globally competitive graduates and lifelong learners, being true to its mandate and to its first pillar, access and success, that focuses on expanding opportunities for all students while providing comprehensive support systems that foster academic success. CHED runs various student financial assistance and grants and aid programs to help more Filipinos get into and finish college. By funding students and improving programs, CHED makes sure higher education serves both local communities and the country's long-term development. First, let us delve into the specifics of the various merit-based student financial assistance programs CHED offers for undergraduate students, namely, the CHED Merit Scholarship Program or CMSP, the Medical Technologists and Pharmacists Scholarship Program or the MTPSP, the Agricultural Competitiveness Enhancement Fund Grants and Aid for Higher Education Program or the ASAF-GIAHUP, the Scholarship Grant Program for Children and Dependents of Sugarcane Industry Workers and Small Sugarcane Farmers or the CEDA-SGP, and the Scholarship Program for Coconut Farmers and Their Families or COISCO. The CHED Merit Scholarship Program or the CMSP. The CMSP is a merit-based scholarship for qualified and deserving incoming first-year undergraduate students. It prioritizes the underprivileged, homeless citizens, persons with disability, dependents of solo parents or senior citizens, and indigenous people. The program is open to students enrolled in recognized priority programs of SUCs, LUCs, and private HEIs. This prestigious scholarship is designed to support academically excellent students who are also socio-economically deserving. Who can avail of the CHED Merit Scholarship Program? To apply for the CHED Merit Scholarship Program, the applicant must meet the following criteria: be a Filipino citizen, be a senior high school graduate or a graduating senior high school student, have a general weighted average of at least 96% or its equivalent for a full scholarship, or at least 93% to 95%, or its equivalent for a half scholarship. Have parents or guardians with a combined annual gross income not exceeding 400,000 pesos. Be enrolled in recognized priority programs of private HEIs, SUCs, or LUCs, and not be receiving other government-funded financial assistance programs. Priority is given to applicants from special groups such as the underprivileged and homeless citizens, persons with disabilities, dependents of solo parents, senior citizens, and indigenous peoples. What are the benefits that can be enjoyed under the CHED Merit Scholarship Program? Scholars under the CMSP may enjoy a full or half scholarship grant. Those who are enrolled or studying in SUCs or LUCs may enjoy a full state scholarship program amounting to 80,000 pesos per academic year, or half state scholarship program amounting to 40,000 pesos per academic year. Scholars studying in private HEIs may enjoy a full private education student financial assistance amounting to 120,000 pesos per academic year, or half private education student financial assistance amounting to 60,000 pesos per academic year. How to apply for the CHED Merit Scholarship Program? Application for the CMSP is online and is subject to availability of funds. Applicants are subjected to validation and ranking to ensure prioritization of most deserving students. In accordance with the CHED Memorandum Order No. 7, Series of 2023, the priority programs are as follows. A call for application will be disseminated and posted through the official channels of the CHED Regional Office. The Medical Technologists and Pharmacists Scholarship Program. The Medical Technologists and Pharmacists Scholarship Program, or MTPSP, provides financial aid to Filipino students pursuing degrees in medical technology or pharmacy. This program prioritizes students who meet the following criteria. The student must reside in geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas or areas with indigenous peoples communities, and must belong to special groups such as underprivileged and homeless citizens, families with incomes below the poverty threshold, as defined by the National Economic and Development Authority, persons with disability, dependents of solo parents, senior citizens, and indigenous peoples, or students who are the first in their families to attend college or university. What are the qualifications for the Medical Technologists and Pharmacists Scholarship Program? To apply for the MTPSP, an incoming college student must be a Filipino citizen residing in the Philippines, be a senior high school graduate from the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics or STEM strand, have passed the entrance examinations and meet other admission requirements for a bachelor's degree in medical technology, medical laboratory science, or pharmacy at participating SUCs or private HEIs, namely, St. Paul University of the Philippines for the Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy and Cagayan State University, Andrews Campus for the Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Science or Medical Technology, and their parents or guardians must have a combined annual gross income not exceeding 400,000 pesos. For students in higher year levels of the medical technology, medical laboratory science, or pharmacy programs, they must have a general weighted average of at least 80% or its equivalent, have met academic requirements in the latest term or semester without any failed subjects, and their parents or guardians must also have a combined annual gross income not exceeding 400,000 pesos. If the family income exceeds 400,000 pesos, applicants must provide a written certification or medical findings of an illness in the family, or school certifications showing 2 or more dependents enrolled in college. What are the financial benefits enjoyed by scholars under the MTPSP? Scholars under the MTPSP receive financial assistance that covers tuition and other school fees, stipend, and book allowance. This financial support is released directly to the scholars through their HEI on a semester basis until they complete their degree program. The semestral allowance amounts to 105,000 pesos, totaling to 210,000 pesos per academic year. Application for MTPSP. A call for scholarship application together with a list of identified partner SUC or private HEI is issued every academic year, subject to availability of funds. The Agricultural Competitiveness Enhancement Funds Grants and Aid for Higher Education Program, or the AVP. The Agricultural Competitiveness Enhancement Funds Grants and Aid for Higher Education Program, or the AVP, aims to boost agriculture and fisheries by increasing graduates with scientific, entrepreneurial, and technical skills in agriculture, forestry, fisheries, and veterinary medicine. This program is open to qualified undergraduate students who are enrolled or are planning to enroll in CHED-recognized institutions offering programs in agriculture, forestry, fisheries, veterinary medicine, and related fields. How to qualify for this program? Applicant for this program must be a Filipino citizen, graduating high school student, high school graduate, or have earned college units related to the identified degree programs, enrolled or planning to enroll in recognized programs in agriculture, forestry, fisheries, veterinary medicine, or related fields at a private HEI or authorized SUC or LUC, whose parents or guardians have a combined annual gross income not exceeding 400,000 pesos, must not be a beneficiary of any government-funded financial assistance program, and must not have been convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude. Priority is given to dependents of registered farmers or fisherfolk in the RSBSA or related systems. In exceptional cases, applicants whose income exceeds 400,000 pesos may still be considered based on merits, such as having 4 or more dependent siblings, a family member with a serious illness, or an overseas Filipino worker parent facing employment issues. What are the financial benefits provided by AVP? Scholars enrolled in private HEIs enjoy a semestral allowance of 30,000 pesos or 60,000 pesos annually, while those who are enrolled in SUCs or CHED-recognized LUCs are given 20,000 pesos per semester of 40,000 pesos in one academic year. Application for AVP. A call for application for the Agricultural Competitiveness Enhancement Fund's Grants and Aid for Higher Education program is disseminated through official channels subject to availability of funds. The Scholarship Grant Program for Children and Dependent of Sugarcane Industry Workers and Small Sugarcane Farmers. Deserving dependents of workers in the sugarcane industry may avail of the Scholarship Grant Program for Children and Dependent of Sugarcane Industry Workers and Small Sugarcane Farmers, or the CHED, which covers undergraduate students who are enrolled or will enroll in programs relating to agriculture, agricultural engineering and mechanics, and chemical engineering or sugar technology that are offered in identified SUCs. What are the qualifications for CHED? Student wanting to avail of the program must be a Filipino citizen, a high school graduate or with earned college academic units relevant to the identified degree programs, must pass the entry-level requirements of identified SUC, duly certified by Sugar Regulatory Administration as sugarcane industry workers and small sugarcane farmers' children and dependents, and whose parents or guardians have a combined annual gross income of that does not exceed 400,000 pesos. What are the financial benefits enjoyed by scholars of CHED? Scholars of this program enjoy a regular allowance amounting to 55,000 pesos per semester, or 110,000 pesos per academic year, which cover stipend and allowance for book and other learning materials. They may also enjoy additional benefits, which include a one-time thesis or on-the-job training allowance amounting to 75,000 pesos and one-time allowance for attending a local conference or fora, amounting to 15,000 pesos. How to apply for the CHED? Application is made through the Sugar Regulatory Administration Mill District for the securing of Sugar Regulatory Administration certification. Applications are subject to the evaluation and ranking of CHED. It must be noted that slots depend on the availability of funds. The Scholarship Program for Coconut Farmers and Their Families. The Scholarship Program for Coconut Farmers and Their Families, or the CHED, is a program accessible to qualified and deserving coconut farmers and their families, duly registered under the National Coconut Farmers Registry System. The program shall cover undergraduate students who will enroll or are currently enrolled in agriculture, agricultural engineering, agribusiness management, agricultural economics, and other programs identified by the Philippine Coconut Authority. What are the qualifications for the CHED? To qualify, an applicant must be a Filipino citizen, graduating high school student or high school graduate with a general weighted average of 80% or its equivalent, or a college student with a general weighted average of 80% in the previous semester, passed the entry requirements of identified state, university or college, duly registered coconut farmer in the National Coconut Farmers Registry System, whose parents or guardians have a combined gross income not exceeding 300,000 pesos, and are enrolled in priority programs offered by identified partner state, university or college. For applicants with a privately funded scholarship covering only tuition, the student must pass the entry requirements of the private higher education institution. In highly exceptional cases where income exceeds 300,000 pesos, the concerned CHED regional office shall determine the merits of the application. Cases such as but not limited to family members having medical issues or those with 2 or more dependents enrolled in college may be considered as meritorious. What is the financial benefit enjoyed by scholars of this program? Scholars of this program receive regular allowance covering stipend and books and other learning materials, amounting to 40,000 pesos per semester or 80,000 pesos per academic year. They may also claim other financial benefits such as a one-time thesis or on-the-job training allowance, allowance for attending a local conference or fora, and one-time financial assistance for a laptop, amounting to 115,000 pesos. Application for the CHED. The call for application for the Scholarship Program for Coconut Farmers and Their Families is subject to the availability of funds. Once slots are available, the application shall be online, and submitted applications will be subjected to further evaluation and ranking. With Republic Act No. 10931, or the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act (CHED) through its attached agency, the Unified Student Financial Assistance System for Tertiary Education or UNIFAST, expanded access to college for Filipino students. The law supports 3 programs: free higher education in public colleges and universities, and tertiary education subsidy and tulong dunong for students in public and private higher education institutions. Here's how each program works. Under the Free Higher Education Program, qualified Filipino students enrolled in state universities and colleges or SUCs and CHED-recognized local universities and colleges or LUCs no longer pay for tuition, miscellaneous, and other school fees. This applies to undergraduate students who meet the conditions set by Republic Act No. 10931, making quality tertiary education more accessible to those who need it most. You can qualify for free higher education if you are enrolled in an SUC or a CHED-recognized LUC, you are taking an undergraduate degree, you meet the school's admission and retention policies, you don't have a previous undergraduate degree, and you are not overstaying at the college level based on the maximum residency rule. These conditions keep the program focused on first-time college students working toward timely completion. If you are covered by free higher education, you do not pay tuition fees and miscellaneous and other school fees, including admission handbook, athletic fee, library fee, computer and laboratory fees, cultural fee, medical and dental fees, development fee, school ID, entrance and registration fees, guidance fee, and other related or synonymous charges. This reduces the financial pressure of going to college and public higher education institutions. Tertiary Education Subsidy. The Tertiary Education Subsidy, or TES, is a grant and aid program under Republic Act No. 10931. It helps Filipino students cover the costs of tertiary education. This subsidy is available for those enrolled in their first undergraduate post-secondary program at SUCs, CHED-recognized LUCs, private higher education institutions, or HEIs, with a Memorandum of Agreement with CHED and the UNIFAST. This program provides financial support to students pursuing higher education in these institutions. Who can avail of the Tertiary Education Subsidy? The Tertiary Education Subsidy is prioritized based on available funds. First priority are students from households listed in the listahan by the Department of Social Welfare and Development, or the most updated standardized beneficiary targeting system, available and recognized by law. These students must be enrolled in SUCs, CHED-recognized LUCs, or private HEIs. Priority is given based on household per capita income. Second priority are students from households enrolled in the Pantoid Pamilyang Pilipino program or 4-piece provided by the DSWD. They must be studying in any of the above institutions, with ranking also based on household per capita income. Finally, third priority are other financially disadvantaged students in private HEIs located in cities or municipalities without SUCs or LUCs, or those not covered by the first 2 priorities. This system ensures that those most in need are supported in their pursuit of higher education. What are the benefits provided by the Tertiary Education Subsidy? Grantees of the Tertiary Education Subsidy enjoy the following financial support. Grantees from private HEIs will receive 13,500 pesos per semester, or 27,000 pesos per academic year. Grantees from SUCs and LUCs will receive 10,000 pesos per semester, or 20,000 pesos per academic year. Qualified PWD grantees in both public and private institutions will receive an additional 5,000 pesos per semester or 10,000 pesos per academic year. For those pursuing licensure exams, grantees may also receive a one-time reimbursement of up to 8,000 pesos to help cover the cost of taking their licensure exams. These benefits make higher education more accessible and support students on their academic and professional journey. How can a student apply for the Tertiary Education Subsidy? To apply for the Tertiary Education Subsidy, students must submit their application through the school where they are currently enrolled. Keep in mind, applying does not guarantee eligibility. All applications are subject to validation and availability of funds. The Tulong Dunong Program Tertiary Education Subsidy. The Tulong Dunong Program Tertiary Education Subsidy, or TDP-TES, is a subsidy that supports at least the partial cost of tertiary education, inclusive of education-related expenses of Filipino students pursuing undergraduate studies. Who can avail of TDPTES? Students interested in applying for the TDPTES must be enrolled in a first undergraduate degree program at any of the following: SUCs, CHED-recognized LUCs, or private HEIs listed in the CHED Registry of Programs and Institutions, with a Memorandum of Agreement or MOA with CHED and the UniFast. What is the financial benefit that the TDPTES provides? A TDPTES grantee enjoys a grant amounting to 7,500 pesos per semester, or 15,000 pesos per academic year. How to apply for TDPTES? Applicants for the TDPTES must submit a completed TDP application form to any of the following: partner implementers through the central office of the UniFast, any CHED regional office, or their respective HEIs. Please note, the application is subject to the availability of funds. Planning to become a medical doctor after completing a pre-med course but concerned about the cost? Don't worry, CHED has a student financial assistance program to support you. The Medical Scholarship and Return Service Program. The Medical Scholarship and Return Service Program, or the MSRS program, offers a promising opportunity to increase the number of physicians in underserved and remote areas, addressing healthcare gaps, and promoting equitable access to medical care. It provides financial assistance to Filipino students committed to completing mandatory return service in these areas. Who can avail of the MSRS program? To be eligible for the Medical Scholarship and Return Service Program, an applicant must be a Filipino citizen residing in the Philippines, graduating student or a graduate of an appropriate undergraduate program, identified as a prerequisite for a Doctor of Medicine degree, is currently enrolled in Doctor of Medicine degree, has passed the entrance examinations and is compliant with the related admission requirements for a Doctor of Medicine degree, and has obtained a National Medical Admission Test score mandated by the Commission on Higher Education and the higher education institution where he or she intends to enroll. Priority applicants are those residing in a municipality without government physicians, residing in geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas, or from the top 20% provinces and/or municipalities as identified by the Philippine Statistics Authority or the PSA, calamity-prone and conflict areas, belonging to the ethnic group or indigenous populations communities as certified by respective local government units and the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples, dependents of community health volunteers, residing in low-income class municipalities with high poverty incidence, and whose combined annual family income of less than 450,000 pesos. What are the financial benefits afforded to scholars under the MSRS program? The program's financial benefit covers free tuition and other school fees, book allowance, supplies and equipment, clothing or uniform allowance, transportation allowance, internship fees, medical board review fees, licensure fees, annual medical insurance, PhilHealth enrollment and accident insurance, and other education-related miscellaneous subsistence or living allowance. Application for the MSRS. A memorandum on the call for submission of application for the Medical Scholarship and Return Service Program, together with the list of partner SUCs and private HEIs, shall be issued separately every academic year, subject to availability of funds. Education is the key to a brighter future, and CHED is here to help you unlock it. Your dreams matter, your education matters, and with CHED, your future is within reach.